Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here in New Hampshire, where tonight the Rivalz Blacktop Series goes practice racing in the New England 75, presented by GeForce TV. My name is Steve Ovens, coming to you here live from the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And we are excited to bring you coverage here tonight of the New England 75. You see cars out on the racetrack practicing currently. And we want to thank GeForce TV and 39 Productions for bringing you live coverage here tonight from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's the New England 75 here for the Rivalz Blacktop Series. This is the practice event for the Rivalz Blacktop Series from New Hampshire, coming up this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. is when we take the green flag. So this is a great opportunity for drivers to get on out here and really lay down some laps and set some practice speeds and kind of test things out, see what they've got for Wednesday night. And we're excited to bring you coverage. Now, we're bringing you bonus coverage here tonight. We're going to take a peek behind the curtains. We're going to go behind the scenes all night long tonight to give you just a little bit different perspective on how this whole thing works. Now, a lot of you may have seen the live coverage on Fox Sports 1 earlier today of the eSports NASCAR Racing Series Pro Invitational that was held earlier today, with Denny Hamlin picking up the big win down there at the virtual Homestead at Miami Speedway. We're bringing you coverage from the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and we're excited to do it. And again, we're going to be going behind the curtains here to bring you a little bit different coverage, hear from some different drivers as we go along, and we'll also kind of show you how things operate here with the simulator that all these drivers are going to be participating with tonight. And of course, it is through iRacing. iRacing.com is where you're going to find all of the information to sign up for this great racing platform that allows drivers and race fans from all over the country, and really, when you think about it, all over the world, allows these drivers to jump behind the virtual wheel of a race car and wheel it around a paved oval. They've got road courses. They also have dirt tracks that are a big part of it as well. Obviously, a big dirt racing contingent on iRacing. And then, of course, you also have the pro trucks that go turning right and left, making jumps, doing all sorts of crazy stuff with those pro light trucks. So there's all different vehicles that you can go racing on here on the iRacing platform. So you take a look around this New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and folks, what you're seeing right now, Brad Ovens giving us a great look around the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Really the big difference that you're going to see here with iRacing versus any other forms of virtual racing that you can do is the graphics. I mean, that is the bread and butter of the iRacing platform, is the realism of the graphics, the realism of driving these cars. Again, we're coming to you here from Loudon, New Hampshire, here on GeForce TV. And there's just so much here to cover. We're going to watch here along with Kevin Ridley. Ridley, who's currently fifth fastest on the timesheet here in practice. He is currently on pit road making some adjustments to his car. And we've got one driver making his way, Callum McNichol, one of the kingpins of this Rivalz Blacktop Series, and we're going to ride on board with him here as he makes some laps here. I believe he's out on a qualifying run, and you're going to see, again, I talk about how realistic that graphics package is here with the iRacing platform. We're going to ride along here with Callum McNichol as we have got 21 minutes of practice left. My executive producer of 39 Productions, Brad Ovens, is along for the ride with me here tonight. And Brad, as we ride along here with Callum McNichol around the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, tell me a little bit about what you're seeing here. These guys are driving the B cars here tonight. and tell, oh, you see McNichol get a little bit loose there. Brad, walk us through what we're seeing as we take a lap around New Hampshire.
Well, it's really deceiving on a track like this. You almost think you want to go right for that yellow line, but right where he's running.
McNichol works down the back straightaway here at Loudon, New Hampshire. All right, Brad, we're riding on board here with Callum McNichol. We're going to try this one more time. Let's bring you in and tell you all about what we see here at New Hampshire.
There we go. All right, so Tricky coming off that turn number 2 there. He's going to come down the back straightaway, and as tricky as it is, you almost think you want to head for that yellow line, but right through the center of the corner there, right about the 3rd lane of where those hash marks are, is really the fast line around the corner. There is a little bit of progressive banking, and I believe it starts right about there in the racetrack as you start to get higher in the corner. Progressive banking in the 3rd line right there is right where the banking starts, and it's really crucial. If you don't hit that banking, it's really hard to get a fast lap around New Hampshire here. New Hampshire's a really, really tough track to get around. As you can see, McCallum just a little outside of the line he wanted to run, I think, there. And it's so easy to overdrive the corner. You really got to back off early, let the car roll into the corner, and being fast here at New Hampshire is all about rolling the car into the center of the corner here, and then how fast you can pick up and how hard you can pick up that gas pedal. As you see right there, not to pick it up a little too fast and end up scrubbing speed and getting sideways. And that, I'll tell you, that outside wall is not forgiving here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
No, not at all. Brad, one other driver that I see out on the track right now is Adam Ross. As you see McNichol get sideways and maybe did exactly what you just said, Brad, picked up the gas a little too hard coming off the corner, trying to see where that line is, that fine line, picking up the gas.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. You never know where the line is here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway until you cross it, which by that point when you cross it, it's too late.
Absolutely. Well, Brad, we've got some drivers that are out on the racetrack right now that are out here and running some laps. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Let's bring in Adam Ross here to the broadcast booth. I see that he's out here on the racetrack cutting some laps aboard car number 1. And Adam, we've got the cameras on you, man. Tell us about what we've got going on here at New Hampshire.
You got a lot of frustrated drivers tonight, Steven. This place is really tough to get a handle on. If you're a little bit off, you're a long ways off before long. I don't know if you were on board for my brush against the wall coming off of turn 2, but I'm on the front straightaway. It's still affecting the car, so I've got to get back in my rhythm.
Absolutely. We were just talking a little bit about the line around here. Is there really, I mean, I see guys using 2-3 different groups here. Is it just a matter of comfort here at New Hampshire?
Somewhat. Let me try to show you if I can keep it off the wall. See where the dark asphalt is? You want to go in with your right sides near that dark asphalt just on the entry. You can't go below that lower dotted line because the banking actually goes away from you down there. So under braking, same thing. You can't really drop all the way to the bottom of the turn. You'll run up between the first and the second set of dash lines, and then you just got to get the car rotated. You can see Gilliam Levesque ahead of me got real loose there. I'm on a bit of a longer run right now, but that's what you have in practice. Some people trying to find that short run speed. I'm out here trying to run a long run and keep it off the walls, Brad. Or Steven, sorry.
Oh, absolutely. Brad, thank you very much, Adam, for checking in with us. We'll check in with him a little bit later on as we keep going. Brad, tell me a little bit about what you're seeing here with Adam's run.
It sounds like coming off the corner. It looks like he's able to get into the gas pretty well here. I think what you're seeing here maybe is, as we go down into the corner, you see Adam's running that little bit of a lower line. And, you know, he is on an older run, so he could be on older tires. The fresher tires are definitely going to be an advantage here at New Hampshire. But I think over the course of a run, you know, it sounds like, yeah, that's a pretty good entry right there. But it sounds like Adam's really kind of just having to hear him burp the throttle there coming off the corner. These cars are so touchy and they get so loose. The new tire model is really fantastic. It would really be an ice rink out here with the previous tire model. But it sounds like Adam's just really having to roll the car a lot through the corner. But it looks stable. It's not jumping out loose on him, which is actually good. You know, as long as you're not getting overly tight in a long run, I think Adam will be all right here. You see him go side by side here with another car. But, you know, the car doesn't look horrible. The hard part here at New Hampshire is obviously, like with other cars passing you, not to overdrive the corner, not to overdrive the car, let the car do the work, and let the racetrack come to you, and just to really be easy on the throttle and not do anything to spin yourself out or put yourself in the wall.
Well, Brad, I see Adam is taking it down to pit lane to make some adjustments on his car. I see that, well, I did see him here for a second. Looks like maybe he disconnected. It looked like we had Clinton Jeffrey was with us here for just a second. If he comes back, we'll get a word with him. But, Brad, I just had somebody send me over a setup here for New Hampshire to try out. I'm thinking we try a little something different here with G-Force TV. We tried it with the dirt the other night. What do you say we cut some practice laps here during practice, and I'll have you walk me through them and kind of give fans a little peek behind the curtain on how all this iRacing stuff works.
Boy, I don't know. I'll give it my best Larry McReynolds, but we'll see what the driver's got.
All right, we're going to take a peek here, see what we can get done. And all right, so here we go. We are getting ready to roll out here on some laps. Now, you're going to see I'm just on the pit lane right now. And right now what you have to do is get her into gear. Now, I'm going to see it on my screen. You're not going to see it on your screen. But there is a pit road speed. It's 45 miles an hour here at New Hampshire until we get to that green cone right there. Then we can hit the gas. Oh, boy, look out. We're in trouble already, Brad.
Well, yep, there you go. Yep.
All right, Brad. Now, hold on. We're going to try this again. Now, we got practice. So there's plenty of time to do it. So, Brad, there's a few things that we're going to point out here. So let's try this again. So, again, 45 miles an hour it is down the pit lane. And we're going to come down here. Now, I got to go 45 miles an hour all the way until we get to the green cone right here. At the green cone, Brad, that's where I can pick up the gas and get ready to blend onto the racetrack. Now, there's going to be a blue cone up here. Brad, explain to the fans what this is.
So the blue cone is iRacing's version of a blend line. A lot of racetracks like at Daytona and some of the higher speed raceways, you have a blend line where you're not allowed to blend into the line of racing traffic until you get to that point. And that's all right. That'll buff out. We didn't need sidewalls or... Riding on the sidewalls, that's just extra weight. That's fine. But the blend line is you can't blend out onto the racing surface, so you can't have cars darting out in the middle of the racing surface in front of the leaders, causing accidents. So that's basically what that blue cone means. Is if you enter the racing surface before you pass that blue cone, you will get a penalty.
Now, Brad, what I'm noticing right away here is that you really have to apply a lot more brake than I was expecting here to get this into the corner. And that's why I hit the wall the first corner I had an opportunity here. Now, Brad, you're going to see cars rolling out onto the racetrack. And here with the Rivalz Blacktop series, something that I think that they do is really cool is they have during practice what's called a pit party. And what the pit party is these drivers will all gather up on the pit lane right at the pit exit. They'll form up 2 by 2. You're going to see all the drivers in front of me getting lined up here. And when we come off at turn 4 on the front straightaway, Martin Davio, one of the series directors here, is going to give the green flag verbally over the radio. and we're going to get ready to go here. Looks like I cut for just a second there. All right, Martin just announced a green flag. We're out and underway. I'm going to give these guys a little bit of room up ahead of me because I'm definitely a rookie here doing this. But, oh, you see one car already getting sideways. That's Will LaRue in the 55. Oh, look out, little dodging and weaving. Here we go. Grab a gear, and we're back underway. Oh, looks like we might have more trouble up here ahead of us. Look out, got to avoid that. All right, now we're down into 3. So, Brad, I think on the next lap we'll try and get into our rhythm here. But as you're hearing Adam, right side's up against the black asphalt here. And again, like I said before, it surprised me. I got to back off early and get on the brake. I was surprised at how much brake I had to get into the corner. But, you know, again, we're just out here trying to show you a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes here with all this iRacing stuff that everybody's been hearing about. And trying to get down here into turn 3. Now, if I hit the brake too hard, the back end of the car really acted like it wanted to come around on me. Oh, look out, we've got the big one at New Hampshire. Look out. Yep, hit the brake too hard. Gathered it in, though.
That is actually a...
Oh, boy.
Well, somebody's day.
Why the hell would you back up in the driving lane?
Well, John Schweikart not too happy with me, but that's
First
what
rule of
happens
iRacing, do not back up after an accident.
Yeah,
if you can't pull forward, we reset the car. But now you know.
I do know now.
So, John Schweikart's going to go unload the backup car. We're going to take some laps here. And I noticed you do a lot of what everybody new does, and especially what I did was you head for the corner and you head right for the yellow line.
Yeah.
So this time coming down the front stretch, we're just going to let it roll in nice and easy on the brake pedal and then head right for that third line. Right for the third line, then we're going to turn in. Yep. Let the car roll right through the corner. Maybe turn in just a little bit sooner there so we're not way out in the black stuff there, into the dirty stuff. But that's essentially a lap around New Hampshire. It's just rolling the car in. You got your lift points on the fence there. We'll see those again. And actually, it sounds like you're wanting to get into the throttle maybe a little too soon. I think if we stay off the throttle, even just that little burp of the throttle can really, really upset the car and make the car want to push. It is surprising sometimes on these racetracks, even the bigger racetracks, how long you're actually off the throttle before you get back into it. But you'll come down the corner here, come down in turns where you see 4, 3, 2, 1. Usually right about the number 4 marker is about a good time to start lifting and start applying some of that little bit of brake. And I noticed you were saying the brake pedal, it feels like when you hit the brakes hard, it makes the car want to spin out. I know that's a tactic that I like to use in my fixed setup racing to actually split the brake bias about 55%. So it's 55 to the front, 45 to the back. And that it has that effect that the rear tires are braking harder than they typically would be, which is actually what gives you that looseness. Because I like to actually drive a car that's a little more on the loose side. I do not handle tight race cars very well. So I'm a guy, of course we grew up on the dirt, so I'm used to being loose. Loose is my comfortable zone, so.
Oh yeah. And Brad, I think that, you know, just speaking as a dirt racer too, you know, I think that's why I try and, you know, make the car do what I want it to do with the throttle in the corner. Is, you know, dirt racers, you set the car, you hit the cushion, and then you rip it. You know, they say grip it and rip it. And
which there definitely is. There is an art to the throttle. You can, under certain circumstances, you can still burp the throttle, kind of give the throttle a little nudge if you're going into the corner just to help set the car or to get the car to rotate a little more. This time going into 3, run your line and then kind of give it 1 or 2 little quick little burps in the corner to help to see if it'll help rotate that car.
Yeah, that does help a little bit for sure.
You know, if you're in the right situation and just like that, even just 1 or 2 little burps like that going into the corner can really help set that car and really help it rotate just to basically, essentially, all you're doing is just, you know, same thing like on the dirt. You're just trying to break that traction just ever so slightly to help that car rotate, which is effective. Hopefully it's not too effective, because that's where you get to the part of actually spinning the car out and just being out of control and having to wait to get in the gas and just losing a lot of time like that.
Absolutely. Now you've got one of the drivers that is just really one of our strong competitors here that's getting ready to pass me. You've got the 13 there of Callum McNichol. You've got the 12 of Jim Smith Jr. His buddies call him Jamal. You're going to see him racing here just a little bit later in that purple Fanatic sponsored number 12. And Brad, I'm going to try next time by, I'm going to try and hit the pit lane next time, coming off turn 4. Walk me through that a little bit. You know, we've seen in the past these drivers have had to make green flag pit stops, and a lot of times just getting on the pit lane is an art all of its own.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're definitely going to be careful here. As you know, you've got a lot of brake bias into the car, I would assume, so the car's going to be loose. So you're going to want to start lifting, maybe not quite that early, but you're
a little
typically
too early.
right there where the brake in the line is. This track isn't the most technically difficult, just because you're not going as fast through the corners, say like a Las Vegas or an Atlanta or Charlotte or somewhere like that, where you're coming off the big steep banking. You're going to come into the box. That's actually not a bad stop.
Yeah.
I would rather have my drivers or crew chief roll into the box a little slow like that than to go barreling through it and have to back up. You know, that little fraction of a second that we lost there just creeping into the box is not really a big enough deal to worry about as they come down.
All right, so there it is. And now I've got, you know, they're making repairs on my car as we speak right now. But you know, that's how it works here at New Hampshire. Now, obviously, there's drivers out here making a lot faster laps than I am here. Let's see, how did we do on the rundown sheet here? We ended up. Well, I'll tell you what, we're down quite a ways on the time sheet, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's all about getting out here and making laps, and anybody who thinks they're just going to hop into one of these cars and come on out and try it, you know, obviously you're more than welcome to come on out and try it, but it is difficult, to say the very least.
All right, we've got another driver I want to bring in here, as it looks like he's rolling out onto the racetrack right now. Alex Payne in the 70. Looks like he's rolling out onto the racetrack. Alex, you with us?
I got you.
All right, man. Tell us your thoughts about New Hampshire. I see you've been out for practice already. What exactly are you going to be working on here this run?
Well, right now I'm loose really bad. I'm using up a lot of fuel like these guys are saying, spinning the tires. But I don't know, we're just out here hanging out. I just got out of a big dirt race, so I have no practice here, but definitely a throttle control track.
This will give you some good experience for this practice run here tonight. I see the cars fighting loose on you there just a little bit. What exactly, you know, have you been trying to make some adjustments on that?
I don't really know much about these cars. Adam, Kevin, Frankie, Jamal, all these guys have been helping me out a lot. They kind of, you know, Adam helps me out with setups every week, so I just kind of go from there and run with these guys and have fun.
Awesome, man. Tell us, you know, a lot of folks that watch the coverage say, you know, this looks like a lot of fun. It looks cool, but how do we get involved in it? You know, what is it that a driver needs to get themselves set up on iRacing?
You know, obviously it takes a little bit of money, but after that, you know, you get yourself a steering wheel, some pedal, computer, and just go have fun. It's really not that bad. When you get a group of guys you can run with and have fun, it makes it a lot better than running by yourself.
No doubt about it, man. You've definitely found a nice team to run with and have some fun with, so good luck to you here. We're coming up on qualifying not too far from now. All right, there's Alex Payne getting ready to try and get that car to tighten up just a little bit for him as he's been struggling with a loose condition, but got some good laps going out here now as he's gotten into the groove. Probably doesn't help when the announcer pulls you into the booth, but all right, we're going to go side by side here. Qualifying is coming up shortly right here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's the New England 75 presented by GeForce TV. Stay tuned.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Welcome back, race fans, to Loudon, New Hampshire here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for tonight's coverage of the New England 75 presented by GeForce TV. Drivers are currently getting ready to take their time trial lap. They get 2 laps to come on out here and lay down their fastest lap of the session. First driver to cut a lap here tonight with a 31.3 second lap was Ryan Beagle. That driver comes to us out of Victoria, Ontario. Just behind him, Adam Ross with a 31.3. His a 3.71 to a 3.68. As drivers start to circulate their way through time trials here, 10 cars, now 11 have taken time. As we're going to be ready to go here for tonight's 75-lap main event here, the New Hampshire 75. Again, this is a practice run for the Rivalz Blacktop Series. As we take a look at the leaderboard, Will LaRue up on top of the board with a 30.779 second lap. They have now broke the 30-second barrier with a 30.779. So, qualifying taking place here. And I've just got word here with Clinton Jeffrey. He's working on getting back here into the room up here in the booth so that we can get a word with him while time trials are going on. Clinton Jeffrey, Adam Ross, the 2 kingpins of the Rivalz Racing League. They oversee and administrate the Rivalz Blacktop Series that is competing here in a fun run tonight. They race on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock is when we take the green flag. They open up the pit area at 7:45 and they practice from 7:45 to 8:45. Then they do time trials and then they get ready to go in the main event for that particular night. Coming up this Wednesday night, we'll be right here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're going to go 75 laps, and the following Wednesday night, which I think is going to be one of the better races of the season, Brad. Not a lot of drivers are going to have a lot of notes for this racetrack because it's not on the NASCAR National Touring Series anymore. Rockingham for an 80-lapper on Wednesday, April 1st. So how about that? April Fool's Day, we go to Rockingham. The following Wednesday night, April 8th, we go to Auto Club, California. The following week after that, we go to Phoenix Raceway for a championship night, which is 100 laps in distance. Now, This Wednesday at New Hampshire is the final race to see who makes the chase. And we're going to have 3 races in the chase. And I'm just taking a peek at my notes here as we've got rounds of 16. Then we cut it down to the round of 12. And championship night is 8 cars will have the opportunity to win the Rivalz Blacktop Series championship. So drivers continuing to cut their time trial laps out here. We've got Will LaRue, Trent Ringler, Claude Furland, Mannix Richer, and Marcus Ulmer right now your top 5 drivers here in qualifying. Jean-Raphael Morin, Gilliam Levesque, Ivan Hebert, Martin Davio, Kevin Ridley right now your top 10 drivers. John Schweikart now breaks into the top 5. He had a lap of 30.895 seconds. So that's what we have here so far in time trials. So again, here for the New England 75 at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, we're working on bringing Clinton Jeffrey back into the booth with us. We'll get a word with him here. Either before the race or after the racing gets started, we'll get a word with him and get his thoughts as not only the Rivalz Blacktop Series, but the Rivalz Elite Pro Series for the 360 Dirt Sprint cars will also be coming to a close here not too long from now. They have a race on Tuesday night at the Lernerville Speedway, and the following week they go to Volusia Speedway Park in Florida. And then they follow it up with the final championship night, round number 20 of the Rivalz Elite Pro Series from Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte. So that's what we have coming up for the Rivalz Elite Pro Series. You can catch that action Tuesday nights at 9:15 p.m. right here on GeForce TV. And while these drivers are posting their qualifying laps, I think we're just about done here. So Martin Davio currently going to start conducting the drivers' meeting here for tonight's race. And while Martin's going over the drivers' meeting with all of our drivers here for the New England 75, I actually dipped out here to see if I can't lay down a qualifying lap of my own. We're not going to participate necessarily in the race here, but it's been interesting to give everybody kind of a behind-the-curtains peek at everything that happens here with this iRacing racing that you have going on. Brad's got the camera on us here on the onboard. Now, again, we're not setting the world on fire by any means here, but just out here while the drivers... Yeah, see, that's not bad. I'm getting better.
Now you know why I like the asphalt.
Oh, I know.
I won't say that too loud, though. Whoop!
Yeah, and we got a little cocky there. Oh, now we hit the gas too hard. Back end comes around. We caught it, though.
Oh, never mind. Homestead's next week.
All right, there we go. So time trials are in, and like I said, we didn't set the world on fire, Brad, but we put down the 25th fastest lap. That's not too shabby. So tonight's race director, Martin Davio, giving the instructions over the officials radio here with all the drivers. And, you know, Brad, this is fun tonight because we get to do things a little bit differently, unlike what we normally get to do on a race night here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. These guys are going to be getting ready to go 75 laps for their main event. And, Brad, maybe what we ought to do here on the drop of the green flag is maybe we ought to just tag onto the back of the pack here for that opening green flag and see what happens in the first couple laps.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, qualifying, looks like they've still got 1:35 left in qualifying, just in case there's anybody that hasn't made time yet. And let's see. Let's bring in another driver here. I want to bring in John Schweikart John Schweikart, Steve Ovens, and Brad Ovens up in the G-Force TV
Thank you,
booth.
Michael.
Can we get a word with you here for just a second?
Oh, for sure, man.
All right. Well, I want to start
Thank
the
you.
interview off by apologizing. I was that jackass out on the racetrack that backed up in the middle of the racing line. So apologies off for that, first off. Second of all, tell us a little bit about New Hampshire. What's the key to getting around this place? And what are the challenges that are going to face the drivers here tonight?
So one of the challenges to be extremely fast. So one of the challenges is you want to be able to have good rotation in the center, and you almost want to just think about driving out straight. So even though this corner arcs pretty hard from center off, you still want to get that car like up the track a little bit and point down the hill, a very slight hill, and just try and drive off as straight as possible and not push it toward that wall. Otherwise you get that like push snap. So we'll just see really who's got the best car to roll the centers and pick up time that way.
Now, we saw a couple drivers that we were riding on board with. They were struggling a little bit being loose out on the racetrack. And when you're loose, you're not only burning up more fuel, but you're obviously burning those tires up too.
Yeah, for sure. And that's it's a double-edged sword, because are they naturally just loose on throttle, or are they like push loose, where they're digging the right front center off, trying to get that thing to turn, and then it just unloads on the exit, when the weight just transfers up on the straightaway, and then they just snap. So there's two different ways. If they're doing the push loose, they're burning that right front up so bad, and if they're just loose on throttle, you're killing that right rear. So it's a really fine just edge on where to be at.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I know that they're getting ready to grid up here, so we'll let you go, and maybe we'll get a word with you here as the race goes on.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's hopefully we don't tear it up, and no problems in practice. It was just kind of.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thanks for stopping in.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, there's John Schweikart. He's going to roll off from position number 5 here for the main event. And we're going to bring in Clinton Jeffrey here in just a moment. I just need to communicate over the radio here real quick. Is it possible for me to get an EOL here for the start? So I'm going to make... Can I get a EOL for car number 27 here for the start? We're going to tag at the back of the pack here on the broadcast for the start of the race. All right, so there we go. We've taken care of that. We're going to get an end-of-line EOL penalty. Now, if you're watching at home here tonight and you're not exactly sure what an EOL penalty is, what that is an administrator in the race can give an end-of-line penalty if somebody makes a mistake on the racetrack or does something rather egregious to pull out a yellow flag. They can give an EOL penalty, or a lot of times you'll see rookie drivers like myself who's kind of out here not really sure what they're doing, can get an EOL penalty for the start of the race so that we can let the racers that know what they're doing do their thing, and we'll be out of everybody's way and we won't cause any wrecks going into the corner. But I see Clinton Jeffrey has now joined us here in the broadcast booth. And Clinton Jeffrey, of course, from the Ashweetkin Speedway, but we know him here from the Rivalz Racing League. Clinton, thanks for stopping into the booth with us.
Got me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for everything you guys do here. I mean, we're super happy with these races. They've really come off so well this season. I know you guys really been enjoying the Blacktop. I've been enjoying watching it because we're not broadcasting on Wednesday, so it's great to watch. But how cool is this that, I mean, obviously the situation is horrible in the world, but the fact that iRacing becomes the solution, a simulation and the broadcast that we've been doing for a while gets picked up by NASCAR today, and they basically take the formula we've been running with for a couple years and make it national. So a little bit of bitterness, I think, because we've been trying to wave this flag for a while, and people haven't really been lighting up as much as we think they should be. But then for NASCAR to put it on a major platform, I think today was awesome. So great day for iRacing.
No doubt about it, man. We've been having fun kind of taking a peek behind the curtain here. We're going to do it a whole lot more here as this race gets kicked off. All right, we're coming down to the green flag here. We're going to keep Clinton with us here for just a minute. The race is getting underway. Green lights are on, and these guys are taking off here in front of me. Going to drop her down into 4th gear as we get to turn 1. You can see everybody really taking it easy. Matt Kubasik is around in turn number 1. That puts us under our first yellow flag of the night, and we were able to avoid that one. But the yellow flag here going to give us an opportunity to keep chatting it up here with Clinton. And you guys have been busy today. I know Ash Weekend Speedway had some things going on, some things that we saw right here on GeForce TV.
Yeah, it's amazing that we have the technology we do now. We were supposed to have our micro sprint and go-kart meeting, which will be followed by our 4-division meeting. We do this every March, and with the situation, of course, with COVID-19 out there, we had to practice social distancing, and thankfully we had all the tools here with Spencer and everything we do weekly with the broadcast to put on what I would call was a fairly successful 2 sets of meetings today. We had all our tech inspectors join us like we do on the Rivalz talk show, and I think things went around as we see Matt Kubasik getting turned around here. And what a good-looking car that is! Wow. But yeah, I mean, it's just awesome to have the technology we have with us. It's been really cool. And if I can take the things a little bit further, you talked about pulling back the curtain, and I think that's one thing that we've learned, if anything, by the NASCAR race today, that it's okay to show things as they're going on behind the curtains. And that's one thing we've always done with our announcing style last week, is just tell the people really what's going on. You know, I find it really interesting to find out what's going on, as they say, you know, pull back the curtain. So it's exciting, but you know, I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things I want to talk about, so I'll throw it back to you, Stephen, for a minute. It's your show here, but I definitely have a few other topics I want to go over with you.
No, absolutely, man. We're under yellow flag here. I think this is the best opportunity to knock some of those things out here. I've stayed out on the racetrack here. I might go one more restart here. Brad's doing a great job showing you pictures of the front of the pack here. Now, folks, if you're a fan of GeForce TV, you saw us do this the other night on the dirt side of things. And what we did was kind of cool, you know, putting an announcer in the car, almost like what you see on the NASCAR side when they put Jeff Burton in the NBC car and kind of get his thoughts as he drives around the racetrack. Brad was trying to guide me around this place earlier, and we had a lot of fun with that. But right now we're riding under the yellow flag. Got the 26 of Rene Marcotte making a pit stop here. So that just bumps us up to the 23rd position here for the restart. And Clinton, what else we got on the docket here tonight?
Well, just a couple things for those who are new watching, and we talk about it being a simulation more than a video game. Brad, I don't know if you can jump on board with Steven here, but the thing about this is you have to be in control of your car at all times. You know, I'm not an iRacing simulator per se, but the one thing you've got to do is, even under yellow, you've got to drive this car. Unlike, for example, an old-style NASCAR race or on PlayStation or something like that, where it's kind of a dummy switch until the actual green flag comes out. You know, you're controlling this car under yellow here. You have to, you know, basically stay in the right position. There's a lot of amazing simulation stuff going on like that, so it's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's the thing is you're still in control of everything here. And, you know, that's the one thing I noticed when I got on iRacing at first was, like you said, when the yellow flag comes out, you know, if you're playing on one of the consoles, you're definitely not as in control. It just kind of goes to a yellow, and the next thing you know, you're coming back for the green flag. Well, here, every time you get a yellow and you do 3 to 4 pace laps, you're fully under control of things here. So it's definitely interesting. And Brad and I have even been able to see in the last couple of weeks, you get some races that get to be fuel races, and we've seen guys that are shutting the cars off. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I was watching it last week and thought it was awesome. You guys are on board and picking up that the RPMs are at 0, and they are actually shutting it off. So, you know, I thought the other thing that was interesting about NASCAR's broadcast today was the fact that they showed a variety of rigs. Of course, Denny Hamlin won in a super high-end rig. But we did see drivers out there, like Timmy Hill, for example. He's basically got a pedal and wheels attached to his regular computer desk. And, you know, so there is a great variety of equipment out there, and you can do just as well with a basic setup as you can with a full-motion rig.
All right, we're back to green flag racing here at New Hampshire. Getting ready to dive off here into turn number 1. I'm going to go high here as you see the leaders start to make their way through turns 1 and 2. I've got a couple of drivers behind me that I'm going to let slide on by here as we get back under green. But we're off and racing here with the New England 75 presented by GeForce TV. And that's a good opportunity for us to remind you to log on to youtube.com and search for GeForce TV. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as we've talked about for the last couple of weeks, go ahead and ring the bell so that you get a notification every time we go live. It's really a cool feature, as we got some cars that have got tangled up here off of turn number 4. We're back under the yellow flag here for the second time tonight. And boy, Brad, it was a mess in front of me. I know that. A couple of guys getting caught up off of turn number 4.
Yeah, it can be difficult right at the start of this race here. You heard the guys talking about just how slick the track was, and you know, it's really easy to spin the tires here, get into the corner a little too hot, try and make a pass. It's really tempting with everybody running that third lane up there like we were talking about earlier in the pre-race. It's so tempting to try and get underneath somebody to make a pass, and realize by the time you start to do it, you're not going to have enough room to do it. So we're going to take a look at the replay here. Looks like our good buddy over in Waterloo, Frank Rory Jr., involved in the accident here. We'll see. Oh, looks like maybe just actually, that maybe looks like his teammate, Jim Smith. That's not good.
I think it looked like Frank thought he was clear there coming off of 4, went to slide back up into line, and Jamal was there, and around they went.
You know,
tough
that
break there for Frankie.
That actually was exactly something that we watched earlier today on FS1 with the NASCAR race. You know, they were talking, yes, there are spotters involved in iRacing. You can actually have a custom spotter. I have the Jimmy Johnson spotter, which has Chad Knaus, Earl, I can't think of Earl's last name now, but he was Jimmy Johnson's longtime spotter, along with I have the adult version. So if I do something dumb, I get yelled at by Chad Knaus the same way he would yell at Jimmy Johnson, which I think is pretty fun. But you know, there are spotters, but it's easy. You know, it's not like real life. You don't have somebody keying up a radio in real time, so it's really easy to want to try and clear yourself on something like that, and I think that's kind of an issue of what we had there, was Frank maybe thought he was clear and just didn't have the room.
Absolutely. Now, I'll tell you something that's fun here. We've had the announcer's car out here on the racetrack here early in this race. I just had Kevin Ridley pull up beside me and rev up the engine like you would at your local dirt track if you were out here competing with your buddies. That's pretty cool. It's good stuff. Now, Brad, we saw a few guys that have made some pit stops here ahead of us.
I think that may have been a warning shot. Hey, I'm behind you. Please don't wreck me.
Yeah, well, trust me, they're not going to have to worry about that at all. Some guys, actually, Brad, I don't know if it was pit strategy or the accident or a combination of the two, but we've worked our way up here to position number 13 here for the restart.
And me as a radio, I'm going to get on my radio now as your crew chief and tell you, just be mindful. You're on some old tires there. You got a lot of fresh stuff behind you. And hold on.
Yeah, well, we're going to try to here. We're going to try and get through 1 and 2 clean, and then let these guys on by that are racing here to, you know, really learn stuff about their cars. It has been, though, a lot of fun to get out here with these guys and cut some laps as we're doing a little peek behind the curtain here tonight to show what we do each and every Wednesday night here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. And I'm really trying to just take it easy here in the center of the corner. I'm going to take it down low here, let these guys drive on by, let them do what they got to do, and we'll pick it back up here behind them. And, Brad, we've had quite a race for the lead up front here.
Oh, we got 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. We got Martin Davio in the middle of it there. Looks like Yvonne Hebert and Bruno Pierre Pinchard racing really. Oh! Into the wall goes Martin Davio. He keeps it going straight out of turn number 2. No caution yet. Another car running high there. Let's see if we can try and see who that is. That may have been Spencer Mullen, maybe. Nope, that's not. Oh, Bruno Pierre Pinchard coming into the wall into turn number 2. He's dropped back. He's lost a lot of positions. But I'll tell you, one guy we got to watch right now is Martin Davio in the 11th place. He hit the wall hard coming out of turn number 2 there. He made some heavy right front, and he does. He's got a lot of right front damage. That's not going to be good for him here at New Hampshire.
And Brad, that was really a point of contention in the E-Pro Invitational today, was he can still race out there with that damage, but I can assure you that car is not driving the way it was before he hit the wall. Because, Brad, and you know this from driving these B cars even more than I do, even if you just brush the wall with the right front fender, you have totally disrupted the aerodynamics of that race car, and it is not going to do what you want it to do for the rest of the race. There's just no doubt about that.
That is so true. iRacing has done such a good job at simulating and mocking the damage model of these race cars. As we look at John Schweikart running an 8th, making a lot of big moves going forward here. We got a big gaggle between Kevin Ridley and teammate Matt Kubasik running side by side. Looks like Kubasik's made a nice strong run back up since his early incident in the 21 car.
Absolutely, Brad. Something I wanted to point out here is those drivers up at the front of the pack that haven't pitted yet for tires. I can tell you from being out here in this car that I'm in, these tires are already starting to give up here. Now, surely some of it's being me being a rookie, but Brad, they're starting to get to that point in the run where these tires are going to be screaming. All right.
Oh, as we've got an accident on the front stretch. Multiple cars involved. Martin Davio in the 81. Whoa. Martin Davio may not be too happy with it. Looks like Spencer Mullen maybe in the 24. Something happened in there, but I can tell you Martin Davio has got a very wrecked race car. You've got cars littered all over the front stretch. It's the big one here at New Hampshire on lap 17.
So the yellow lights are on here on lap number 17. Got an accident here just past the start-finish line. Brad Ovens going to work the hamster wheel here to get a replay for us. And while he's working on that replay, I know, Clinton, you've got some more bullet points we wanted to hit on here tonight on the broadcast. What do we got next here? Actually, Brad's going to give us a look here at the replay. Let's take a peek. We're going to watch Martin Davio there in the 81. And comes, I don't know if he hit the wall or not. He might have.
It looks like coming off of turn number 4 there, it looks like he may have just run out of room coming out of the corner. Oh, looks like maybe he got forced up a little higher than he wanted to go.
Oh, yep, plants the wall.
You know, I just heard it. I heard it right there. A tactic that these guys will use on a racetrack like this. Let's watch on the in cars. You watch him come into the corner. He's going to downshift to third. Right here. He downshifts to third. At these low RPM tracks, he'll downshift to third. And I'll be willing to bet that that extra momentum of third gear coming out of the corner just put him up a little too hard outside of the groove that he wanted to be. And it just put him up into the wall.
Oh, wow. Well, Brad, we've got all the leaders on pit lane here, making pit stops here on lap number 17. 17 are on the board, and let's see who won the race off of pit road. Looks like it was Will LaRue that wins the race off pit lane. And now you've got the top 2 cars that didn't pit that time now making their way down the pit lane, as Brad's got a great replay of the race off of pit road here for us. And Will LaRue, no doubt about it, all on his lonesome there. Claude Ferlin in the 43, second off of the pit lane. The 6 car of Trent Ringler looks like he was third off of pit road. So while they work yellow here, let's bring Clinton back into the fold here. Clinton, welcome back to the booth here. It's been fun to chat and talk about different topics here.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. It's been great to be with you guys today. We want to thank everybody, of course, who come out to our meetings today, of course, on G-Force TV and the Facebook page. We're excited for the season to come up. We've got a lot of new content coming in, and I think the big talk of the summer here is going to be cross-pollination. It's been one of my favorite words lately when it comes down to, passing our fans on to some of the iRacing fans, making iRacing fans some of our outdoor racing venues, depending whether it's the stuff you're covering or what we've got going on up here in Canada. We're just real excited about the prospect of bringing all our content producers under one banner. And I think I just love the G-Force logo every time I see it, whether it be on one of Rogers, G-Force Racing League, or the stuff you guys put out today to promote this event. It looks so cool, and we're super proud of what we've got coming up this summer.
Absolutely. Field again working yellow here. Lap number 19 currently up on the board. And Will LaRue up at the top. We'll give you quickly the top 5 cars in the running order right now. Will LaRue, Claude Furland in the 43, Trent Ringler in the 6, John Raphael Morin in the 28, Gilliam Levesque right now rounding out the top 5 cars. Kevin Ridley, Matt Kabasic, Marcus Ulmer, Ivan Hebert, and Adam Ross right now in the top 10. So Adam Ross out of Cambridge, Ontario, Canada right now holding on to that top 10 spot. What a run here for Adam so far.
Yeah, Adam has been racing this Blacktop stuff for a couple of years now with Martin Davio, and a lot of these guys out of Quebec, which I know has been a bit of a school year for yourself to get up to the Canadian Francais pronouncing all these names. And us guys up here called enough hockey, we've got it together, and we can fake it pretty good. But to hear you guys from the great state of New York struggle with the French guys for the first couple weeks was entertaining, I gotta say.
Yeah, that was not a lot of fun those first couple of weeks, man. There's no stress like the stress of a race announcer that knows when he's saying it that he's announcing it wrong. But we've got the race back under green flag here, and we have got a great battle for position as we've got the 29 of Levesque and the 01. I think that's actually John Raphael Morin that's currently displaying as the 01, but he's going to show up here in the results as the 28 machine. They'll race side by side down into turn number 3, and it's interesting. Oh, we're back under the yellow. We've got the yellow flag out here one more time. Caution lights are on. Kevin Ridley just bumped up into position number 6. So while we are working under the yellow here, let's go ahead and bring one of our drivers in here to the broadcast booth to chat for just a bit about their progress. And one of those guys is, of course, Adam Ross here from the Rivalz Racing League and the Rivalz Race Chat Show. Adam, currently up to the top 10. It's been a good run for you tonight.
It hasn't been too bad. We've been joking in our Discord channel with Kevin Ridley and Frank Guerreri and the boys that we're all out of control, but it looks like everybody is. So we just need things to settle down here. We'll get some laps under our belt, but it's been hair.
What has been the biggest struggle on the car here so far?
For some reason, Stephen, I had a good handling car in practice. I knew what it was going to do. As soon as the race went green, it was so tight it wouldn't turn, so I took a big swing at it in that round of pit stops, and now I just have to avoid the walls, avoid the other cars, and see what I got left.
Do you anticipate that the track is going to change a lot from now to the end of the race?
You know, I don't know. It might. I think most of the... Really, we have to be more concerned about the other drivers out there and avoiding the contact, because there's a lot of it right now. I mean, we're heading into the chase. The next race Wednesday night. After that, it's the chase, so there'll be 16 drivers that can win the championship and on from there. So the pressure's pretty high. That you can almost feel the tension talking to the drivers in the room.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen a little bit of that play out here on the racetrack. Well, you've had a great run here so far. Good luck to you. Hopefully you can keep it going.
Thanks, Stephen. You still out here on the track, or did you park it to an end?
I finally parked it. I finally decided I'd had enough. But I'll tell you, my highlight of the night, even if it was under yellow, man, we got up to 14th place. That's a hell of a day for us.
You know what? If you keep your nose clean, it's amazing how far up you can go. I don't know if you guys have been able just to listen in on some of the Discord chatter, but on our channel, man, it is funny, the stuff that gets talked about. And, you know, we just try to help each other out and avoid the problems on the racetrack, but sometimes we wind up creating even more.
All right, man. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
All right. There's Adam Ross out there aboard the number 1 machine. His car got the graphics package there for number 35, the AdamOutThere.com sponsored ride out of Cambridge, Ontario. And Brad, is that something I'm just checking with you here? I know we're live on the air here, but I'm not sure if we can actually pop into a channel and listen to all the drivers. Okay. So yellow flag is out here. Twenty 25 laps are on the board here, and the lights are off on the Ford Mustang GT pace car. And we've got 10 laps. When they get the green, there'll be 10 laps to go before tonight's stage break. So they do a stage break here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. They try and do that stage break somewhere around the halfway mark of the race. And it looks like that's what they're going to do here tonight. So we've got a 10-lap run before we get the stage break and the yellow flag. Will LaRue, Claude Furland up on the front row. LaRue, the LaRue Motorsports, Can-Am sponsored number 55. Claude Furland and the Accent LED sponsored number 43. Green lights are back on. They start to do the climb through the gears, and we're back racing to turn number 1. Good battle there for position number 2. That's the 6 of Trent Ringler, the 43 of Claude Furland. You see Kevin Riddle. Oh, look how big wiggle there by Gilliam Levesque in the 29. Oh, he had a big wiggle coming off of turn number 2. That back end came dead sideways on him. And I anticipate that was getting back on the gas. We've seen it all night long here tonight. These cars wanting to get loose if you get too quick on the gas. And now he is going to lose some ground here to Jean-Raphael Morin. Yellow lights are back on. Oh, baby, we got the big one in turn number 1. Holy cow, there's probably 8 cars piled up over there in the first turn. Several cars getting the fence. It looks like the 24s there of Spencer Mullen. 12 of Jim Smith Jr.'s down there. The 60 of Rick Scott is caught up in it as well. The Strickland's GM, number 60. Glenn Steyer's Racing, sponsored ride out of Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Strickland's GM, we mentioned them. Of course, they're the sponsor of our Gauntlet Series for the Rivalz Elite Pro Series, Dirt 360 Sprint cars. And Spencer Mullen got caught up in that one in the Intel Chevrolet sponsored number 24. And this will be the stage break here. This yellow flag is the stage break, and now here come the lead. Oh, look out, they faked him out. Will LaRue hit the pit lane, and Claude Furland took a big hard right. Furland stays on the racetrack. Trent Ringler stayed out with him, as did the 7 of Marcus Ulmer. And Brad, you're going to see it here in just a moment. They're getting ready to come down the pit lane. They got to be 45 miles an hour right there. And look at Furland. Hard right-hand turn back out onto the racetrack. But several, probably half of your top 10 cars elected to hit the pit lane. Pretty exciting stuff there. That is going to shake up the running order. And interesting pit call here. And interesting that Furland certainly by no means was the only driver to make that pit call, as he's got about 7 cars that elected to also stay on the racetrack with him. All right, we're going to take a live listen in here to the Kevin Ridley's team. They got several drivers over in their Discord channel. That's where all the teams gather. And so let's take a live listen into the Ridley race team.
A lap down for entering a closed pit.
Yeah, end of the line.
Adam, can you give me a waiver?
Nope.
There's no waiver rounds, Alex. How many races have we done in here?
I thought we had one where Adam said we didn't have
No.
waiver rounds.
No.
Maybe Martin will give me
No.
Martin's not going to give you a waiver round. iRacing runs through some server. You can ask, but I guarantee you, I'll bet you.
Yeah,
anything you
ask.
want.
Yeah, go ask. Ask them.
right now.
No, tomorrow.
After the
Send him a
race.
message tomorrow. Ask if
Wednesday-
you can
Wednesday
get
night.
You guys are gonna make me look dumb if I say.
No, I think you're
We
gonna do
don't
that
have
on
to
your
worry.
own.
I'll say it. I don't care.
Don't. Yeah, I don't think he has to either, man.
Can somebody just give me a wave?
Nope. I'll give you a wave when you go by it. Oh, that's right. I'm already by
I'll
it.
tell you what, Alex. When you come by the announcer's booth the next time, we'll all wave at you.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll make sure to smile too.
He'll be in the pits eating ice cream.
With Frank. You
Picking on the young guy.
guys are just mean.
Oh, boy, did we time that perfect or what? I can't tell you, Steven, if we timed that perfect or what.
We certainly did. That was a great live listen in here to the Kevin Ridley team. We'll check in with a couple other teams before this one is done. We're back to the green flag off turn number 4, and Claude Furlan leads them into turn number 1. The Accent LED sponsor number 43. Winner of the last 2 Rivalz Blacktop Series races in a row, and they go
and they're
3
three
wide off
wide.
of turn number 2. Now they'll shuffle back 2 by 2.
They can't do
That
that.
was Jean-Raphael Morin making a big move there. He was one of the drivers, Brad, that made a pit stop as he got by Will LaRue that time.
Boy, I can't tell
they
if
are
it's
eating up the, oh, look
Jan
out.
and
Contact there with
Oh.
Schweikart and Morin. They both gather it back in. We stay under green.
I tell you, that 19 of Janovic,
Getting testy here right off the drop of the green flag.
and I'll tell you what, the 19 of Yvonne Hebert is, whoa, we got one car going sideways. Oh, they're going to get sideways in the back of the pack.
Spencer Mullen goes head first into the inside guardrail.
No
There
yellows at
in
this
on
time.
the back stretch. Yeah, no yellow flag here just yet. We stay
Oh,
under
boy.
green. Spencer's got a lot of damage here, Brad.
That's not what you like to see, and he got the double whammy on that one as we got no caution for that. That's such a terrible hard luck for Spencer there.
No doubt about it. Riding on board here with John Schweikart as one car really getting loose off the corner there. I couldn't see just exactly what number car that was. We're taking a look here at Kevin Ridley as he works through the corner here off of turn number 4. Now, Brad, we should mention while these guys are kind of single filed out here after the restart, we took a listen into the Kevin Ridley team, and that's something that if you watch the broadcast but you're not a part of the iRacing community, you may not realize is that these drivers are all racing for themselves, so to speak, but they're also racing on teams or alliances. If you're a fan of the hit reality show Big Brother, you know that those people that are living under that same roof together, they form alliances and they try to work together for the greater good of their team, their alliance, to try and win the competition that they're in. A lot of the same stuff you see right here in iRacing. You've got that Kevin Ridley team that we just listened into. There's 5 or 6 drivers right there that are all working together, although they're trying to win the races individually. They are working together. They're talking back and forth in their Discord channel. And of course, Discord is something that, these drivers use as a communication tool that allows them to talk to each other, Brad, while the race is going on, but they don't communicate that over the entire airwaves of the race server. And it's really a good tool.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of kind of like the private communication days of NASCAR when teammates could talk to each other car to car. Just a whole lot simpler and a whole lot more fun, as you can hear.
Oh, definitely. Those guys busting each other's chops there under the yellow flag. Now, while we talk about that, Trent Ringler is starting to reel in Claude Ferlin in the 43. And Ringler doing a really nice job. And while they battle for the lead, John Schweikart starting to close in on them. Schweikart running in position number 3. They put 39 laps on the board. They've now got 36 to go. That time by, so we're just shy of halfway. Just past halfway. And Ringler, oh, yeah. John Raphael Morin climbed the wall off of turn 2. Now, it'll be interesting to see how that car drives after that, Brad, because even though he climbed up the wall, it didn't look like he did a ton of damage cosmetically to the car. Oh, he caught it again, though. Oh, that's a replay. Thank you. All right.
I would just be worried about the suspension itself. The damage model on these cars is so realistic. A simple hit in the wall like that could completely change how your car drives.
Top 3 have got the same amount of distance in between themselves each as they work down the back straightaway.
Schweikart's taking over the second position from Trent Ringler. Schweikart, I'll tell you what, he's got a fast car today and he's proven it. Able to run down through that second groove, let it drift up to the third groove.
right now leads. John Schweikart has taken over the 2 spot from Trent Ringler. And Brad, you got to believe that fresh tires have got to be a part of that for Schweikart, because I take that back. I don't think Schweikart pitted on that last round of pit stop. Okay.
And I'll tell you, let's run on board with Schweikart here and see how he's going to do. Let's do a couple laps around the track here with Schweikart, as we're going to come down. He really puts it in there hard. One of these dive bomb moves down into the corners, but as you can see, that progressive banking for Claude Ferland up high, just too much to make that move at this point. You'd have to carry too much momentum into the corner and not be able to make the corner to make it work. We're going to come in right on the line of that high line, slide right up to the black of the bankment. And then a nice, easy run off the corner.
Now, Brad, that dive into turn 1, you see it again here as they go into that first turn. How much of that is Schweikart thinking he can actually make that move work? And how much of it do you think is him trying to get inside the head of Claude Ferland?
10% it's going to work, 90% head game.
Okay.
It's all about the mental attack on Claude Ferland. If he sees a car dive bombing him inside, that might make him want to flinch up high or overdrive the car to try and beat him out. And also it could be, that there's a lot of dirty air coming off of Claude's car. With John sticking his nose out, that's put just a little bit of extra downforce on the car to get the car to stick. So, it's kind of a multitude of different things. I don't think you really want to run right back up on the bumper square on him going into the corner. These cars tend to like to push a lot when you do that. But Schweikart, maybe playing a little bit of a head game, maybe just getting the aerodynamic disadvantage off the front of the car. But either way he's doing it, he's got a fast car here, and Claude Ferland's got his work cut out for him again.
It's got to be, Brad, as we see so often with these cars, boy, that clean air is so important, and that's why Claude Ferland is going to put on the battle of his life here to hold on to that lead, because if Schweikart gets out into clean air, he might just drive right away from this 43 machine.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's one thing that the 43 of Claude Furlan wants to keep Schweikart behind him, because once that 31 is able to make the pass and get out in front of him, like you just said, he gets that clean air, he is going to be gone.
Absolutely. Right now, these top three really racing it out here for that top spot is Trent Ringler right there in position number 3. Just behind him in 4th is the 55 of Will LaRue, and just behind them, Guillaume Levesque is there in car number 29. As we watch that battle there from the blimp view up above, the 3-9 aerial media drone shot here from the New Hampshire Speedway. Of course, the New England 75 being brought to you here by GeForce TV. Don't forget to log on to GeForce TV's YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com and search for GeForce TV. You see the graphic right here on the bottom of your screen. Search GeForce TV, click on the channel, click on subscribe, become a subscriber of our channel, and go ahead and ring the bell next to it. That way you get live notifications when new live content and new GeForce TV branded content is added to the channel. Live pit stops here under green. Claude Furlan comes down the pit lane. And your race leader hits pit road here on lap number 50. 25 to go here at New Hampshire. 45 miles an hour in second gear all the way down the pit lane. And he's going to try and hit that pit stall perfect. 4 tires and gas for Claude Furlan. Meanwhile, he's left Schweikart and Ringler in the 6 to battle for the top spot. And now here comes Ringler down the pit lane. He's got to hit it right there at that yellow cone. 45 miles an hour in second gear. Will LaRue comes down pit road with him. Let's ride on board here with Will LaRue. Going to take him all the way into his pit box. And don't forget, folks, you can overdrive the pit box. And if you do, you've got to jam it into reverse and put it back into the spot. And Brad, we talked about it, and he did it.
That's close.
Oh, no, he didn't.
That was close.
It was close, though. Holy cow.
Close, close, close. I'll tell you, I don't know how close he is to that line, but he is closer than any crew chief wants him to be.
Absolutely. Wow. And now there you see it. Claude Furlan chasing these guys through 1 and 2. That's going to be the battle for the top spot as Ringler comes up through the gears. But Furlan is going to take the top spot back after these pit stops cycle around. John Schweikart hits the pit lane in the 31 machine. He's going to, Brad, I think that was 2 tires. 2 tires for Schweikart.
You know, that could be a good advantage because as you see here from the blimp shot, that's going to give him quite the advantage, almost a quarter of a racetrack on that advantage there. We'll see if it's going to pay off here. The biggest thing the Schweikart's not going to want right now is a yellow flag to let those guys group back up on him. I'm not sure what the effect of 2 tires versus the 4 tires will be, but I can tell you the 4 tires should be better.
They should, and I think the question at this point is, if this race goes the next 21 laps under the green flag, by the time Furlan and Ringler are able to catch up to Schweikart, if they do, I would think, Brad, that they would have, by that time, used up their tires by the time they get to him.
Well, I think the 4-tire advantage may be a better strategy call in the long run. If Schweikart is expecting a yellow flag, which I guess the 2-tire stop wouldn't make sense on the, I guess the 2-tire would be more of a long green flag stretch, but with Schweikart's car being as good as it is, that 2-tire stop may actually equalize it to be about the similar of what these guys are running on the 4 tires. We'll just have to watch the gap here and see if Furlan and Ringler and LaRue are able to pull Schweikart in, or if Schweikart can keep it stretched out like he's got it.
Now, taking the top spot here under this cycle of green flag pit stops is the 20 of Kevin Ridley. And Brad, he's made 3 pit stops today so far. Has Ridley snookered the entire field with pit strategy? I don't know when it was that he pitted last.
I think Ridley is trying to... Ridley is playing more than just a 2-tire stop strategy. I saw he was pitting early in the race, which I kind of thought was strange, but now we may see he may be just trying to put himself on a long stretch run if we go green for a while here. If there aren't any more yellows from here to the end of the race, Ridley may be in the catbird seat with the big lead now that he's got. If he does come in and get tires on a green flag stretch, if it does stay green, he may have the advantage with those new tires. But I think it's all really going to come down to when the caution flags fly and if there's any cautions between now and then.
Well, they are racing in the back of the pack here as Ridley continues to lead here on lap number 57. Ringler all over the back bumper of Furland in the 43. They're coming up on the 84 machine. That is Ryan Beagle, one of our dirt racers that races in the 360 sprint car leagues. He's just ahead of them. Beagle already has a lap down at this point to the race leader, so he'll go a lap down here to the 5th and 6th place cars as they work through the corner. Brad, Ridley's got, about a half a track advantage right now over the field. He's actually got 5 seconds on Adam Ross that's running in 2.
Yeah, as we watch Ridley's coming out of turn number 2 here, and we'll jump back to Adam Ross. Adam's just hitting the apex of 1 and 2, so you can see some of the cars down below passing Adam. You know, that's kind of one of those hard deals of running a long stretch strategy like this, is really knowing when to push it and when not to push it, and letting guys by and just not over pushing your car to the point of either wrecking the car or is actually, you can hear, oh, we got a yellow flag on the
yellow flag is out, Brad.
Well,
caution is back out on the field, and is this an opportunity to step back in live with those guys, see what's going on?
It could be. I'm going to let Rick Reynolds know he can wipe his whiteboard clean here because all this strategy's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump back in with the KTR.
Let's hop in with the Ridley team. Yeah.
Behind because of me.
Look how fucking far behind the pace we are.
Just came out of the pit.
We're going to take a ride down pit road here as Kevin Ridley pulls it into his box. Kevin, Steven and I were discussing under green flag there. Was that a fuel strategy or a long run stretch you were running?
Those guys kind of have an advantage now because they could take 2 tires here.
That's right. We should still have an advantage over some.
I don't know how many times that is that Kelm hits the guy and he goes, oh, good job. And he goes, well, I don't know what happened there.
As we're stepping in with the Kevin Ridley group here. Kevin, that long green flag run, was that a pit strategy there to run tires, or what was the plan there?
I don't know. I just get tired of pitting and just run as long as I can. I was going to try to run it out and then realize that I was going to be just a few laps short, so I was trying to set my black boxes so I can come in and get a couple tires and a little bit of fuel, but we just got 4 and taped up and tightened up a little bit. We'll see what happens.
All right,
well,
good luck
we're gonna have about a 13, maybe 12 lap run here to the checkers. Good luck to you the rest of the way here.
See if I can keep the fenders on it.
Absolutely. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
And watch out for that 35/1 car. He's coming.
That guy's a weapon. You got to watch out for him.
Listen, we didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of us having a sniff of the lead. So everyone pitted. We wound up in the top 5. So we were hoping for a yellow. If not, wasn't going to hurt our finish that much. Now we get to come up and play with the big boy.
That's right.
And all the while giving Adam some barking rights on Race Chat on Tuesday. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I rarely get a sniff of this sort of success, so I'll savor it as long as I can.
All right, here we go. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, really good stuff down there in the Kevin Ridley race team room. That's fun. I like doing that. I like bringing that into the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it is kind of surprising. You know, I didn't think those guys could stretch out a green flag fuel run as far as they could, but you know, definitely don't have to worry about it now. But we'll see what they've got. You know, with fresh tires, they've all got good equipment, especially with Adam there, the number 1.
Oh, definitely. And Ridley's going to line up on the inside of the front row here for the restart, as he's going to bring him down to the green flag. He's going to have Schweikart on his outside here for this restart. Adam Ross going to line up in position number 3 alongside Claude Furland, who has really dominated a major portion of this race. Trent Ringler, Will LaRue going to make up the 3rd row. Rene Marcotte, Gilliam Levesque, row number 4. Mannix Richer, Jean-Raphael Morin, the top 10 as we come back to the green flag. Green lights are back on here at New Hampshire. We have got just 12 laps to go. Make it 11 as they cross the line here for the green flag. Ridley works it down the back straightaway with the advantage. Schweikart right there in 2, and now look at him battling it out for 4th into turn number 3.
Will LaRue with a massive jump out of line there. Really risky, especially on new tires, cold new tires, as we see Schweikart taking a look down to the inside here, really into turn 1. Oh, Schweikart's getting loose. Claude Furland up there with a boot to the backside, and another car was we're 3 wide off of the turn number 2. Oh, Trent Ringler in the wall.
Ringler's in the fence. He got the kick in the keister from Adam Ross, and we're back under the yellow flag. Tough. Oh, more contact after the spin for Trent Ringler, and tore the whole front end off of that race car. And Brad Ringler on the driver's radio taking fault for that one. And we're going to take a peek at it and see what happened there. Ringler took fault for the incident. I think Adam Ross came up and keyed up the mic. He was going to take fault for the incident. But then Ringler was quick to come back with, no, my bad. So we're going to take a peek and see what happened here.
We're going to take a peek as we ride on board with Adam Ross down into turn number 1. And you see Adam gets way outside, way out there in Kyle Larson's lane. You're going to see Ringler pop across, and Ringler just starts getting the wiggles.
Yep.
You know what? That looked like Adam had a little bit to do with that. He may have gotten a little bit of damage there on the front end. They might be able to see, but Ringler just taking the credit for that one. Just he really came off that corner hard, and that's what I was telling you earlier. You know, it's so easy trying to get in the gas and getting on the gas a little too hard, and it'll go around like that every single time on you.
And it will be a damn shame if hashtag Case of the Wiggles isn't trending on Twitter right now. It'll be a damn shame.
Oh, as we see Kevin Ridley playing with a pace car here.
Having a little fun as he follows that Ford Mustang GT pace car.
I tell you, Brett Bodine's got his hand out the window, and it's not a signal we can show you.
All right. Yellow lights on. Yeah. So Ridley leads John Schweikart, Claude Furland, Will LaRue, and right now, one of his better runs of the season here in this practice, open practice session tonight. Adam Ross right now in the top 5. So, Brad, while we're under the yellow flag here, So while we have an opportunity here, we want to tell you a little bit about some of our great sponsors here with GeForce TV and the GeForce TV channel. Let's go side by side here from Loudon, New Hampshire.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Boy, Brad Ovens, if he didn't time that perfectly. We are back to green flag racing here at New Hampshire. 6 laps to go. 5 laps to go here from New Hampshire as we are back green. Kevin Ridley leads them through 1 and 2, but here Ridley got sideways, head first into the guardrail, and he's got 3 cars joining him off of turn 2.
No yellow yet.
No yellow yet, and the great run for Kevin Ridley is going to end in the guardrail on the back straightaway. Races for the lead here as they go into turn number 1 with 4 to go. A heartbreaker for Ridley, and now the teammates are going to battle it out. Schweikart with the lead down the back straightaway, but here comes
there goes
Furlan. Holy cow, Brad. And that will bring the yellow flag out. Oh, look at them. Everybody is joining in the party. Somebody threw some grease out on the back straightaway.
I'll tell you, it's just that easy on these restarts. You get these tires and a heat cycle through the tires, and then you come back to the restart. It's so easy to want to over push it and just overdo it.
I think we ought to take a listen in maybe to the LaRue Motorsports channel if we get an opportunity here. Kevin Ridley getting involved in this one. Claude Furlan got involved. But let's take a listen into the LaRue Sim Racing team as they run.
I don't know what to do here, you know. I mean, damn, that was intense. But I'm damn sure not going to tell you when I'm going, Bill. You're going to have to fix that one the hell out. Man, all I know is timed that damn restart really damn good. Drove down into 1. I was hanging on his right rear, and I thought, okay. And then he started to gap, but then he got loose or something, and then it was just game on from there. Like, I just drove off of 2 and didn't even look in the mirror. Then all I see is that 55 while I'm going, what?
I was like, Furlan is not getting in between us.
There's no
Someone please hard right him.
here, buddy. I am all...
Hey, dude, I don't want to stir the pot, but I'm telling you right now, Will's got a better car than you do.
I'm gonna wreck Will. There's no way he's gonna finish in front of me.
Come on, dude.
Will, okay. You know what? How many times have I beat Will by just an inch?
Well, today all you have to do is beat him by a veggie burger, and you're gonna be ready.
Will better use the bumper. That's all I got to say, because I'm gonna dirt track this thing all the way through the damn corner.
Turn 4, lap 76.
Come on, Will. Come on. Oh man, this is gonna be exciting, dude. I kind of got a little nervous on that last restart, and I didn't know how that green flag. If we just stay green, it was going to be hard to hold you off, because I think you do have a little. Nervous, Will?
Follows to the wall, so nope.
What's your bet, Martin?
Sucking dick.
Yeah. I mean, if me and you put it in the fence, Adam's gonna win this thing.
Guillaume wasn't too bad too. He was following me.
Guillaume is real fast.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. He's the underdog here.
Brad, that was absolute gold right there. That was absolute gold.
I almost feel like we need to step down and talk to Adam and tell him to watch out. There's going to be some flying LaRue cars coming here soon.
Absolutely. Holy cow. Hold on to your hats, folks. Next time by, they are going to get the green flag here for a first attempt of potentially 3 green-white checkered finishes. Brad, we've seen green-white checkered finishes all season long. It doesn't get much better than a green-white checkered.
No, especially with these group of guys out here. You know, you just heard it. Schweikart, he's going to be dirt tracking it all the way to the cushion.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to see what happens here. You've got Gilliam Levesque is going to line up in third. Adam Ross running in position number 4. And Brad, we talked about him earlier. How about we give a call to the big dog? Ryan Beagle out of Victoria, Ontario. Right now running in position number 5. Pace cars off the racetrack. Green, white, checkered. Number 1 is green. Let's see how they do. Schweikart with a big advantage going into turn number 1. LaRue trying to close that gap. You heard LaRue say if he's got to fence him to win it, he'll fence him to win it. Holding on to the 3 spot, and right there with him is Gilliam Levesque, hoping that something happens in front of him. Callum McNichol, look at him all the way to the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies over in turn number 3. McNichol up to the 5 spot. Now he's taking over 4th as we get the white flag presented by 39 Productions. Cars are crashing on the front straightaway, but we stay green. We stay green as they lead them down the back straightaway. And it is John Schweikart out front. We've got more crashing on the back straightaway. But it's still Schweikart by 4 car lengths as they bring it off of turn number 4. John Schweikart started 5th. He'll finish 1st here at New Hampshire. Schweikart wins. 2nd across the line is Will LaRue. Gilliam Levesque will finish 3rd. Callum McNichol 4th, and Rene Marcotte will finish in position number 5. And the donuts, start them up. Start cutting the donuts. America runs on Duncan, right?
Adam.
John Schweikart, winner here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Awesome way to end this one.
Non, mais Adam était bien poli, là.
So we're going to bring in Clinton Jeffrey here as we get ready to wrap things up here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Clinton, we just saw an incredible finish to this race. And we'll work on getting a word here with John Schweikart as he wraps up his donut effort here. And let's see if we can get a word with 3rd place finishing. Just trying to locate him here in our server to bring him in here. I don't see Gilliam Levesque currently in. I don't see him available, so not going to be able to get a word with him. But let's bring in Will LaRue here to the broadcast booth. Finishes 2nd here tonight as Schweikart continues to cut the donuts. Will LaRue comes home in position number 2. Will, a solid effort for you tonight. Ran up front all night long and really tried to give John a run for his money there at the end.
Yep. I needed a bit more in the car. I don't know. I don't know how I could have done that. He was flawless on that restart. So yeah, I got loose up top a little bit, and yeah, my chances were gone right there.
So tell me about that final restart. You've got a pair of teammates there on the front row. I mean, at that point, the gloves come off. Every man for himself, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was thinking about maybe dumping him in turn 4 at the last lap. But I wouldn't have done it.
Well,
I told him balls to the wall.
Oh, absolutely. We were taking a listen to hear what maybe the team orders were there for that final restart, but I think you guys are just a great example of drivers that come out here to have a good time.
Oh yeah, that race was a lot of fun for sure.
So how much good information do we pull out of tonight to be able to apply on Wednesday night? I mean, this seemed like this was a really good run for guys to take some notes.
Oh yeah, there's actually a lot of info that we just took there because like I ran a bit into traffic and then I ran at the front. I was better at the front than in traffic. I learned a lot.
All right, man. Well, a great job for you here tonight to come home in the 2 spot, and we'll see you on Wednesday night here back at New Hampshire one more time.
For sure, man. Thanks.
All right, there's Will LaRue. Comes home in the 2nd spot here tonight, and now let's bring in our race winner tonight. And John Schweikart, man, it was a lot of fun. We listened in to you guys there before that final restart. Boy, there was no team orders there. The gloves came right off.
Oh yeah, that's how we roll, man. We have a lot of fun. We work really hard, but you know, we're all out here to win, and that's what keeps us just going that drive. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that says, you know, you got to do this or you got to do that. You know, we drive, we race each other with respect. But man, that's fun, and I hope all your viewers just have a damn good time watching this race because that was a lot of fun.
It certainly was. Tell us about, there's a couple points I wanted to make here. First off, the restart with Kevin Ridley. We heard you talking about it just a little bit. Tell us what you saw from your vantage point when he got spun there in turn 2. It looked like maybe the car just come out from underneath him, maybe.
Man, so let me back you up real quick if we have a second just to tell you about the restart. Before, I was trying to do exactly what I did that time and stay right on his right rear so that way he couldn't come up in front of me and clear me, and I could run through 1 and 2 on his outside. And he just pulled away. Like, he had a flawless restart. So that restart there, I was trying to be on the money, and when we went through 1 and 2, and we were both like just sideways and scooching. I got back to the throttle, and I was not even looking where he was in the mirror. I was just trying to hit my marks because I didn't want to come off there sideways and take him out and ruin his chance too. So I didn't see what happened to him. Like I said, I was just eyes out the front trying to hit that mark and not making mistakes. So but man, hats off to him. He made a good strategy call and put himself in position to win, and definitely had a shot at it.
Now, talking about, you know, another point like you were just mentioning there, you kind of taking some mental notes, but I think a lot of teams tonight here in this practice run are taking notes as far as strategy goes for Wednesday night. I think a lot of guys learned quite a bit here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And depending on how your car was doing, you know, we had that long green flag run. The end of the race after that green flag run, it was just chaos because everybody's trying to push it and get as much as you can out of it with only a few laps to go. But that long green flag run, I was battling with Claude and Trent, and I kind of burned up my right front just a touch. And when it came in, I was just two tires was the call. Like, that was it. And it's kind of like a love-hate with that caution because I was so close. I didn't put enough fuel in it, and I might have ran out, but I didn't know how it was going to play out with Ridley, and I really wanted to see how that was going to happen. But either way, man, it was a hell of a night, hell of a good time, and I hope everybody really enjoyed how much fun this race was.
Well, we certainly did from the booth, and we certainly enjoyed tuning in and listening to you guys there before that final restart. Congratulations again, and we'll see you on Wednesday night when it all counts there on Wednesday night for the Rivalz Blacktop Series.
Absolutely, man. I just want to give a big thanks to my big teammate, Will LaRue. Man, we have a lot of damn fun together, and we got some speed week in, week out, whether it's Road to Pro or NIS or run this league, man. We are having such a great time together, and this is a lot of damn.
Good deal, man. We're happy to have you aboard. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right, John Schweikart. Winner tonight here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And Brad, I think he summed it up perfectly. Is these guys just out here to have a damn good time. And that's exactly what we do every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night right here on GeForce TV. What a show tonight. We got to add some new elements to the fold, and we had a lot of fun ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I, for one, I don't know about you, but for a while there, I almost forgot that this was just a recruit race, not an actual league race. These guys are putting on such a good show, and a lot of fun to come out here and actually get a chance to jump in the room and actually hear what they have to say. And, it's not just coming on and getting online and racing online and all of that. You're out here with your buddies. You can have fun. If somebody wants to do something or say something, it's just more. It's more than a video game. We'll say that. But we just want to thank some of our partners here, especially with GeForce TV, coming on board with 39 Productions this year, allowing us to produce content for GeForce TV on YouTube. A big support with those guys, and Adam and Clint and Spencer and everybody involved at GeForce TV. We couldn't do what we do without those guys. So a big support from those guys. Strickland's GM, Rick Scott, races in the league here with us. Massive supporter, supports the GeForce Racing Leagues, which you and I both tend to have a race in once in a while when we can. Just couldn't do it without the partners and sponsors that we have.
No doubt about it, and a good opportunity here to remind the fans to log on to youtube.com and search for GeForce TV. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get all the notifications. Brad, you showed me a notification right on your phone when the last time we went live. It comes right up as a push notification to the phone, so we've got new live content.
Yeah, absolutely. With the age of social media that we have, you don't have to have a computer to stay connected anymore.
No doubt about it. That's going to wrap things up here. Brad, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for giving me some guiding, some lessons here around New Hampshire. I think I'm going to be faster the next time I go there.
Absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it for us here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This was the practice fun run for the Rivalz Blacktop Series, and don't forget, you can tune into them and see them compete for points. The final race before the chase up on Wednesday night. Green flag is 9 p.m. right here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. On behalf of Clinton Jeffrey, Adam Ross, Spencer Mullen, and the entire cast and crew at GeForce TV, my name is Steve Ovens. For our executive producer, Brad Ovens, in the 39 Production Studios, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to John Schweikart, winner tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Thanks you for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, G-Force TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and G-Force TV racing leagues. G-Force TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on G-Force TV.